Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm going to try and make a video to demonstrate how we set up a 5-gallon, or in this case a 3-gallon bucket for a drift launch, as opposed to, you might have seen our earlier bucket method video where we set up the bucket and coiled the lines so that we could swim the bar out. Well, in this case, we're going to start with this bucket and we're going to coil the lines from the bar end toward the line manager. And you can do, I've drilled the bucket with 4 holes and put bungees in the holes. And you can set this up with a more high-tech method, but this seems to work fine for me, nice and simple. And got my lines laid out, and my high-tech line manager here, as you can see, it's just a stick, and I've got the lines set up so they won't get out of order, regardless of how much everything twists. As long as nothing goes in between the lines, they'll stay where they need to be. Why do I use a stick and not something better? Well, because I'm out in the woods and I got plenty of sticks. But any line manager that keeps the lines where you want them to be will be fine. So I'll go up to the bar end and set up for coiling the line. Okay, so this is just a regular older slingshot comp stick bar, 4-line. And you can see I've got it laid out, got my lines organized and hooked to my line manager. I always put the bar on the handle end, just because the handle actually works better for hooking up the chicken loop and some other things that I do. So when I start this, what I want to do normally is keep the hard portion of the lines out of the bucket because they don't coil as well. So I usually start about here, go to one corner of the bucket, and just tie them in. This keeps everything on this end of the bar that you wouldn't want in the bucket that may snag lines out of the bar, and just kind of helps the situation. So then I take the bar, notice I'm keeping the swivel and the other outer portion of the lines out of the bucket, and just connect it like this, and it keeps everything in order where I want it. Keeps the bar from getting in through the lines again. Got to it's important, no matter what you do, because you'll probably come up with a different method than I do, to have a system that keeps everything in the order you want to put it in. Like I said, I just use the handle to hold the chicken loop, and everything's kind of the way I want it to be. Now, you have to remember, take the chicken loop off first, move the bar back, and then undo the lines. That'll keep you from accidentally, anytime you get the bar through the lines, you could get a cross line once you get it out. So it's important to do things consistently and kind of the same way every time to get what you want. Now, if you have an assistant, it's good to have somebody pull the lines up to you, hold your line manager and bring it to you. In this case, I'm just pulling it a little bit, and I just, if you can see this, just coiling the lines. It's not important that the coil is perfect, because regardless of how it comes out, it's still gonna, as long as nothing changes from this end to that end, you can flip the bar as many times as you want and the lines will still be in order. Since I'm by myself right now, what I do is a little elephant walk, where I put the bucket between my knees and just coil the lines and kind of do a little duck walk down toward the other end of the lines. So I'm not going to entertain you that much, so I'm going to turn the camera off and go ahead and coil the lines. Alright, I said I wouldn't entertain you, but I'll give you a little view of my duck walk. I'm just doing this so I'm not dragging the line manager toward me. It's more likely to keep everything going. Not sure if this will be visible or not. Alright. So, like I say, this is not terribly important. That the lines can figure 8, they can do whatever you want in the bucket, just as long as they come out in the order they went in at. And all this does is just give you an easy way to pull the lines out without getting any tangles. Just an efficient way to keep them organized when you put them in the boat or wherever you want to have them to drift. As you can see, they're not going in exactly in a nice coil. Tends to get less organized the farther along you get. There you go. Keep filming this, even though probably not going to leave it all in. Again, you don't have to do the awkward duck walk if you get somebody else to just hold it, or you can drag the line manager toward yourself. I just don't like dragging it over the concrete. Tends to keep everything close. Alright, so getting close. Now as you can see, again, it's not going to stay in a nice, neat coil here, but it's organized because nothing has moved from there to here. These lines are just the way they need to be. So, only thing in this case, whatever line manager you use, it makes it a little easier if there's a good way to tie it. And you can, again, any bungee method or way to secure the lines will work. So, now, here's what I've got. Again, the trick is don't let anything get inside of these lines. Just remember how you put the bar on the bucket and take it off in the reverse order. And that should keep you from getting the bar in the lines and getting anything twisted. So the next video we'll do, hoping for a high wind day. I've already done a low wind day, but I want to do a high wind day drifting from the boat and let you see this. So there's the bucket. Hopefully the video turned out okay, and hopefully that's helpful for you.